Tremendous.
Who's your favorite pit master's favorite pit master?
Ribeye. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Tremendous Q fans? It's your boy here, Wade Morris, owner of Pitmaster Tremendous Q, and today I'm cooking up a dope video for you guys. I am super excited. I've never cooked something like this before, and it actually turned out really good. All right, now you know I got to thank everybody for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, cut on those notifications so you can get notified when I drop all my latest content. All right, and for all my returning subscribers, of course, I appreciate you guys' support. Now we're cooking up a beef ribeye roast, so boneless. And you guys, I absolutely fell in love with this cut of meat. I will definitely be cooking it again. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into the video so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started by getting the Kong nice and ready. We're gonna be cooking with wood chips today. I believe these are the mesquite wood chips is what I use for this cook. Since it's a thicker cut of meat, I wanted to make sure I get a nice good smoke flavor on there. All right, so let's head back inside with the Kong getting warmed up. We got a beef ribeye roast. Now this is basically just one really, and I mean really thick ribeye. And if you think about a tomahawk steak, it's essentially the same thing. It's just without the bone attached. Okay, so should be relatively easy to cook, but there is a lot of skin on this thing, a lot of silver skin and a lot of fat that is not going to render during the cook process, and we're going to want to make sure that we get all of that removed. Okay, so for the next couple of seconds, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna remove some of those loose pieces of meat that would probably end up burning during the cook process, and then we're going to take off some of that thinner thin membrane fat that doesn't render during the cook process. All right, so as I'm trimming, you guys can see that's that silver skin right there. That's that membrane that's not going to render during the cook process. Now it's going to be riddled throughout the meat, some of it, so I won't be able to get all of it, but that's a good depiction of what it is, and I'm removing for you guys so you can see kind of a close-up of what exactly it is when I say, hey, kind of that silver skin or that membrane. And then I'll go ahead and I'll peel the rest of that cap off. I don't want to call it a fat cap because, like I said, it's more of a membrane than it is fat. You can see it when you pull it off, it's super loose, kind of see-through, almost pliable. All right, for my rub, I'm actually going to spice this thing up. All right, now I know it's just a ribeye roast, a beef ribeye roast, so I'm going to use my typical salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. Well, I'm sorry, my typical salt and pepper brisket rub, but I'm also going to add garlic, parsley flakes, and onion powder as well. And I did, for a base, I did do olive oil. You saw at the beginning of this little rub process, I did use olive oil to make sure that all of that set and it didn't fall off during the application and then when I get it put on the grill. Here is a close-up of the final prepped product, the final prepped beef rib roast. You can see I got a good coating, got parsley on there, got some onion powder, garlic powder, and plus a little salt and pepper. All right, let's go ahead and head over to the Kong and get this thing thrown on. So remember, this is actually it's a steak. It's just hasn't been cut. It's a roast, right? It's a steak that hasn't been cut, so that makes it a roast. So we're not cooking this thing like a brisket. So this is not going to be a very, very, very long cook. We're cooking to about 145-ish degrees to get that nice medium rare doneness. And of course, we want to get that smoke ring on the outside, that charred flavor from the mesquite wood chips, and that's what we're looking for. We get that sizzle, that smoke on the outside, and then a nice medium rare on the inside. The total cook time for this thing is only going to take about a couple of hours, so don't get used to, or don't think it's going to be your typical barbecue kind of long, low and slow cook. This is going to be done relatively quickly. It's a steak. Just in a roast form, right? So here's about an hour into the cook, a little less. I believe this was actually about 45 minutes into the cook. You can see it's already starting to shrink. It's already starting to get some pullback. Those muscle fibers are already starting to pull back on the roast, and it's looking quite good. But I think I need to go ahead, and because the temperature is rising high enough, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a probe in and make sure I monitor the temperature of the cooker as well. That way I don't get this thing overcooked and then I end up eating a well done steak or well done rib roast. Nobody likes that, right? Except maybe my wife, but we're not gonna talk about that. You see it is dark, so we fast forward with the miracle of time. It is dark, but that's because we are in Belgium and the sun doesn't set. It's like a light switch, it just cuts off. But here's about 2.5 hours into the cook process. Again, cooking at about 275. You see that nice mahogany on the rib roast. It's a really good looking color, and this thing is pretty much ready to be pulled. Bring it in for a close-up so you guys can see the goodness. Yeah, this thing looked really good. Or I'm telling you, okay, just take my word for it. It tasted just as good as well. We're gonna go ahead and get it inside, and I'm gonna cover it and let it rest for a couple of minutes. We're only gonna let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's a steak. You can see that the juices are already running, and I really cannot wait to get cut into this steak, but we have to be patient. All right, good things come to those that wait. So let's get this thing covered with foil. We'll wait about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll get this thing unwrapped and cut. Hey, if you guys have made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. Make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button and cut on those notifications. All right, get notified when I drop all my latest content, and feel free to smash that like button as well. All right, if you enjoyed the content, you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like button so I can keep bringing you guys more videos just like this. All right. All right, so now with all that, shameless plug stuff out the way, let's cut into this rib roast. You guys, I'm just gonna shut up for a couple of seconds because we all just need to be in awe of this beefy goodness. Yes, sir, Bob. You guys see all the juices flowing out of that steak? That's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what we were going for, okay? This thing turned out absolutely amazing. Look at that, look at that. Look, it's just, that's a steak. That is beef, and it's what's for dinner. I had a real good time making this video. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Hey, if you haven't cooked one of these before, I strongly recommend you grabbing one of these from your local butcher or your local grocer, okay? This was a ribeye that I didn't know I needed in my life, all right? We're gonna go ahead and give it a solid and then let you guys check out a good 180 right before we get out of here, okay? If you guys like the video, thank you for sticking around. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe, turn on those notifications, and we'll see you guys on the next video here on the channel, all right? Peace.